expand the mission at the IAEA in Ukraine to avoid the threat of a nuclear catastrophe. With such an appeal, Kyiv turned to the organization a week ago because of the inaccurate shelling by the Russians. According to the Ukrainian authorities, the use of non-precise missiles by Moscow could jeopardize the country's nuclear security. Sweden and France has funded the work of the mission.
The International Atomic Energy Agency has recently been able to conduct a mission in Ukraine that allowed for IAEA staff to be permanently present in each of the Ukrainian plants. This has been done. I am glad to announce that France will award 3 million euros in aid to the IAEA so that it can do this work, keep staff on site permanently, ensure the maintenance of backup generators, and better ensure the safety of the stations.
Now, IAEA specialists work at 4 out of 5 Ukrainian nuclear power plants. The only exception is the largest NPP in Europe in Zaporizhzhya, which is temporarily occupied by Russians.
Permanent monitoring mission of the IAEA began work at all Ukrainian nuclear power plants at the request of the government. Thank you, Mr. Grossi. We must do everything possible to ensure safety and avoid nuclear threats. We are working to liberate the Zaporizhzhya nuclear power plant from the Russian occupiers. Denis Shmyhal, Prime Minister of Ukraine, on Twitter.
However, instead of its direct work, the IAEA was first of all forced to expose Russian disinformation that Ukraine allegedly deploys military equipment at its nuclear power plants.
This morning I instructed my teams to address a comprehensive review of the facilities in collaboration and in cooperation with the Ukrainian management of these facilities to ascertain whether there is in fact any military equipment in store or stationed or being moved there. And of course the results of those inspections was negative, and we are going to be reporting about this.
At the same time, Russia itself continued its nuclear blackmail. The occupying troops still periodically fire at the Zaporizhzhya NPP, which can damage the power plant. The IAEA has not recently recorded direct hits on the station itself, but the organization said that they have recorded shelling around it more than once in recent weeks.
These days, over the past few days, what we have seen is not direct shelling on the plant itself, but rather on the vicinity with repeated rounds of bombing, and our inspectors are hearing it in the vicinity of it. So the situation is pretty tense, as you can, of course, imagine.
At the same time, the occupiers do not abandon their attempts to take Zaporizhzhya NPP under full control. Ukrainian nuclear energy generating company Energoatom said that the Russians will soon try to replace their station staff there, about 150 people. Occupiers are planning to recruit them in Belarus. Reported by Sergei Kulyas, UATV News.